Hi, welcome to Conforming Hurts the Soul podcast. It's brought to you by me, your show host, You Hard Headed Angel. The show is dedicated to individuals who are trying to find themselves in today's generation. It goes out to those who struggle to believe anything positive about themselves, only the negative, like, I don't fit in or something is wrong with me. It also goes out to those who are unknowingly engaging in potential demonic strongholds that can potentially set them back in life. One of Conforming Hurts the Soul's goals is to address the big elephant in the room or skeletons in the closet nobody wants to address before it eats them alive. The aim is to help aid individuals in owning the skeletons or elephants in or out the closet before it takes over them. It's for those who don't have a big sister, brother, or someone who is looking out for them with true, genuine intentions to guide them in wrongdoing before or after. The goal is to end shame and bring awareness, not bullying. If you ever feel like Pinocchio, I should be your Jiminy Cricket. Today, you are listening to Conforming Hurts the Soul. I hope everyone is off to a good day today. Before we get into today's first episode, I would like to kick it off with prayer. I ask that you all bow your heads and listen. Just listen if you are in the car. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us for our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Let us respond to the Lord's Prayer with Psalm 23, a Psalm of David. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. In Jesus Christ's mighty name, amen. Amen. For today's first episode, the topic of discussion is about exclusion. You may ask, how can excluding others hurt my soul, or how can my soul be negatively impacted by others' so-called form of exclusion? Simple. By the way your attitude or another person's attitude contributes to an environment. Let's say class just ended for you. You rush to the gymnasium because you can't wait to go to practice with your friends and potentially meet new people. In the process, you have a new teammate who is not so athletic in cheerleading, yet she gives it her all. You decide not to support this young lady because you believe she shouldn't have signed up if she doesn't have exceptional experience, such as cheering in kindergarten all the way to high school, or she didn't decide to shortly sign up at a recreational center or your local park district before the age of 16. Now, what do you feel to do sometimes? Think. It doesn't hurt to think. You did not think nor consider how her parents may and may not have been financially interested or interested, period, in pushing her into sports like cheer further in her early stages of youth. You didn't stop to think or probably realize that she simply wanted to see what it was like to be a cheerleader. But this is none of your business. All while this not being none of your business, she is up under your wrath internally. Externally, you don't acknowledge her. Every time the new teammate goes to practice, she peeps that she is up under your wrath. You peep she could use some help, but in this case scenario, you decide to tell the whole team not to help this young lady behind her back. Now, why would you do that? Don't invite this young lady to your backyard or Sir like urban air because you feel as if this young lady is so naive and she's doing this intentionally. You made the personal assumption with your friends that this young lady does not care how she impacts the team with her mistakes or clumsiness. Never once did you ask her, Hey, do you want to practice after school? Or, hey, do you happen to struggle with team coordination? Because if you do, I can't act like I don't either sometimes. This young lady feels the exact opposite of what could have been positive energy intensely. For those who are asking where do coaches come into play in this scenario, they are present, but sadly, they tend to fall up under the girls just being girls controversy. They don't do baby bottles. So with this young lady knowing that much, she feels as if she is gearing up for practice and is stepping into a war zone that targets weakness, often excluding people who have not yet built strength, flexibility, and confidence. Now, let's not act like there may not be a few reasons why this may happen. Some teammates are programmed to expect all members to be experienced in the sport because why else did they join? Some teammates can pick up choreography faster than others by nature. Some can't. Some teammates carry themselves with true strength and poise, while some lack strength in warm ups. Some teammates struggle to keep up and refuse to quit because they want to prove a point to themselves, not realizing how bad they are affecting the team. Lastly, those who are excluded struggle to be confident on a team that is truly unsupportive once the teammates discover the weak links or thorns. First, let's talk about how lacking mental strength to perform on the spot, whether new or old, leaves cheerleaders feeling the opposite of confident or undervalued in comparison to those who are quick to the beat. According to, and I am quoting the title of the article here, just in case you want to look it up, The Role and Creation of Pressure in Training, Perspectives of Athletes and Sports Psychologists. Now I'm going to quote what I got from this article that I found, which was a quote inside of this very quote. As I quote, I want you to do that now. Like warm up in 10 minutes time, we're going to ask you to do that trick on request. That then brings in an element of pressure, doesn't it? Because all of a sudden, you've been asked to do something and you're going to get judged on it. Pass or fail, whether you do it. It's a very long quote, but that was the end of it. One of the most challenging areas cheerleaders struggle with the most, especially when they are under the spotlight, whether they may be inexperienced or not, is tumbling. Tumbling can be viewed as a mental roadblock because some cheerleaders don't want to injure themselves or already probably had a traumatic experience. Negative self talk before performing plays a role alongside anxiety too, especially if coaches called you out on it and you may be known for missing out on training sessions. Next, some new, and I am emphasizing new cheerleaders that are inexperienced struggle with flexibility. 9 times out of 10 is because they probably don't have a stretching routine outside of the sport. While that may be viewed as a weak and sad in comparison to a more experienced cheerleader, allow the new cheerleader to look at it as a new opportunity to insert flexibility into her schedule outside of the sport. That way, she can be a better help to the team and a better help for herself, of course, way before competition sprouts up in the spring. It normally takes 2 to 4 months to get a split in, but it can be less than that, depending on how much she wants it, depending on how much she invests time and energy into herself. She can watch YouTube videos from Anna McNulty Stretches. It is one video titled under her channel, How to Do a Split Fast, Stretches for Split Flexibility, without the fear of hurting oneself. Amanda commented underneath the video and stated, I got my right split today. It took me 46 days. I will insert the video link below. I also would like to add that it is important to have self-awareness, or in other words, check yourself, because while it may be easy to tell your teammate to give up, some don't believe in quitting. They believe in improving themselves. You don't get to make a decision for your teammate. Discouragement is ugly, support is a girl's best friend. Some teammates may not have the proper space after practice to tend to themselves. This doesn't mean give them a baby bottle and make them feel like an oddball because they made a decision to be a team player, but it doesn't mean to be a complete a-hole either and tell them they should just quit to make it easier for you or the team, or have inappropriate conversations such as gossip on the mat and off the mat. because you never know what a person's circumstances are unless they open up to you. Just be very mindful of what you say if you carry the "I'm just saying" title, because people love to challenge themselves rather than remain stagnant. New cheerleaders take the sport to heart just as serious as the vets do. Nobody wants to mess up for the team, so allow your new teammates to adapt and learn. Lastly, confidence. Some new cheerleaders lack confidence because they are in their head too much, worrying about messing up and having overwhelming anxiety. The stress be so real that you don't want to embarrass the team, family, friends, and most importantly, the coaches. It's easy for me to recommend yoga, music, and a cup of tea to reduce anxiety. Only you know what works best for you. Even if it may look childish, do what makes you happy so you can get up out of your own head. If you believe in God, He wouldn't mind conversating with you or just being a listening ear. Critics may argue that they don't feel the need to approach nor sympathize with their teammate because they feel she should have known what she was getting herself into when she joined the sport, whether she was inexperienced or not. I can agree to a certain extent. Not everyone is going to come to your aid when you make mistakes and don't take the true initiative to practice or even ask for help yourself, which is where she could have approached her teammates in this case scenario and asked for help and made potential suggestions for improvements. Also, who is to say in this scenario that the team members who excluded her didn't struggle with confrontation and were scared that they would come off as mean? The young lady probably struggled with approaching her teammates too. Who knows? This is another topic for another day, but I would like to say talented introverts exist just as much as talented extroverts do. And while this topic may not, coincide with what we're discussing right now, I feel like somewhere, somewhat it do. I would like to reference Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef, for whereas both Drake and Lamar are two talented musicians, but one doesn't have to go as hard, and the other will if it feels challenged or provoked. Competitiveness comes in handy in sports like cheer, and it builds character in genres like hip hop in more ways than one. Overall, the goal of this episode wasn't to make inexperienced cheerleaders feel insecure of their potential, nor was it to paint out all cheerleaders who have experience as bullies either. It was to break the ice and potential uncomfortability inexperienced cheerleaders may and may not be facing. All athletes, regardless of grade level, should treat their teammates the way they would prefer to be treated. If you feel like your teammates are hurting the team, assist them on how they can do better. If you are a newbie to the team and lack experience, consult with teammates and contribute to the environment the way you see fit. As a team, not alone. Exclusion is not empowerment, group effort is. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, feel free to comment down below and or email conforminghearts2soul podcast@gmail.com for advice if you are experiencing something similar. I would be more than happy to help you. I am your show host, You Hard-Headed Angel, and you are listening to Conforming Hearts to Soul. Enjoy class today and those on their way to practice. Also, if you want to send an anonymous story where you feel the need a certain topic needs to be addressed, you must follow instructions in the description below.